Something, guys. So I'm back with yet another reaction. I'm on a roll now.
Again!
So I'm gonna. When I say reaction, it's not gonna be a video. It's just me mainly talking about the problem in society as a whole, and yeah. So we're gonna talk about this because this is just wild. This is honestly wild to me. Yeah, but it's unsurprising. So we all say all, but I think a lot of people are aware of a man by the name of Chris Watts who deleted his whole family, his pregnant wife and two children. He did this. I think he did this quite a few years ago, and this man is about to get married, on the brink of getting married to somebody who is deeply in love with him. So we're going to talk about this. I'm sick of them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So as you can see here on Instagram, this is put by Ball Alert. Killer, I don't know if I should say that word on YouTube because we know YouTube gets sensitive, but I'm not even monetized yet anyway. I'm way off being monetized. But anyway, Killer Chris Watts is planning a prison wedding after deleting his wife and daughters. Fiance says, I don't know all the people involved. That's her justification, or one of her justifications, for marrying such a monster.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
So let's read into this. Let me see if I can put this bigger so you'll be able to see the text bigger more. Chris Watts, the convicted family deleter whose crimes were examined in Netflix's American Murder. The family next door is reportedly planning to marry his partner, Lizzie Henderson, which is this woman down here, while serving multiple life sentences without parole for murdering his pregnant wife, Shannon Watts, and their two young daughters. The relationship appears to have moved well beyond prison correspondence. Henderson reportedly visited Watts 23 times over roughly 15 months, and a marriage request has been submitted through the Wisconsin prison system. Henderson filed paperwork in September 2025 seeking to legally change her surname and has been using the name Lizzie Watts. Henderson has confirmed the relationship while keeping its origin private. This is a shambles. This is a shambles. You've got men out here. You got men out here, that are just single and looking and whatever. Yeah, they've got no criminal record, they've got no nothing, and they can't even get a text back. Yeah. Meanwhile, a guy that murdered his whole family, you've got this woman crushing on him. And he's not the first and he won't be the last. Yeah. Look at Ted Bundy. Yeah, that guy was killing a gang of women. But who was it that was queuing up to want to be with him, marry him, and everything like that? Be in love with him? Women. It's almost like men are getting rewarded for being criminals. Yeah. Me personally, I don't respect no woman that willingly goes after a criminal. I have no respect. And when I say I have no respect, I mean like you get what you get if you want to deal with a person like that. Yeah, because all we hear, in this world, all we hear is how dangerous men are, how you can't walk home on your own, you can't do X, Y, and Z on your own because a man's just going to pop out of nowhere and do the works. Yeah, and then you get men that get falsely accused just because you don't like the man's appearance. And this isn't all women, of course, but you get women, and this has happened actually. A man got accused of something he never did just because the woman felt like he might do something because of his appearance. All that happens, but meanwhile, who are the men that are getting rewarded with pum pum for being what we're told women are scared of? You've got men out here who have protected their children or got some get back for their children against pedophiles. Yeah. Somebody molested so and so's child. He went and deleted the molester. Yeah. Why are women queuing to marry those kind of men? I haven't heard not one story of a man who deleted a molester. Yeah. And he was getting a gang of women saying, I want to marry you. I never heard of that. Never heard of that. Never heard of, this guy, he deleted a molester that molested his kid. Yeah. Could you think that being a hero is what would have this kind of thing going on? Turns out, if you're a monster, that's what you get rewarded with. And I'm gonna get into it a little bit more. I'll just read the rest of this and then we'll get into it more. How things began is between me and him and God. Oh, here we go.
Selective badness.
That old chestnut. Anyways, she told the Daily Mail, when asked about the murders that put Watts behind bars, she said, how I feel about it, he knows how I feel. I don't know all the people involved, but I would want to respect them. You'd want to respect them by marrying the deceased woman's husband now. That's deceased because of the husband. His whole family. And you want to marry that. I'm just making this video just to point out that the sickness. For anyone revisiting the Chris Watts marriage news without remembering the full case, the history behind it is especially disturbing. His former wife, Shannon Watts, and their daughters, Bella, 4, and Kelsey, my reading ain't the best, that might be pronounced a different way, 3 years old, 4 and 3, were reported missing on August 13th, 2018 in Frederick, Colorado. Shannon was 15 weeks pregnant with a son, and family planned to name Nico. Watts initially appeared publicly as a husband searching for his missing family, but investigators quickly focused on him. He eventually admitted killing Shannon and later confessed to killing Bella and Celeste as well. Investigators said Watts strangled Shannon, transported her body and his daughters to an oil site connected to his job, buried Shannon in a shallow grave, and placed the daughters' bodies inside separate oil tanks. And this woman down here is wanting to marry such a monster. Yeah. So you can wipe out your whole family, dump your children in oil tanks, and yeah, you'll get a woman or two or few that'd still be looking at you like, oh, I want to marry you. And I make this video to say it's not really foreign for women, hashtag not all of them, to be rewarding men for being criminals. This happens. You know what I mean? Drug dealers, street guys like this, people that just do degenerate things and terrible things and promote harm and everything like that. Yeah. Those kind of people, those kind of men that engage in such degeneracy are not starved of some pum-pum. They're not. Yeah. You will get guys that would avoid telling the world they go to the library to read books in their spare time. Because why? because, well, I don't sound cool if I say that. Yeah. Women will think I'm boring if I say that. Yeah. My chances of getting pumped dwindles if I come out with stuff like that. So I have to sound like dangerous and cool. I can protect you. So going towards people that do degeneracy is what some of these women are doing. So they're rewarding guys for being criminals. Then in the same breath will cry about guys that are criminals. And it's like, I'm not saying the whole existence of a male criminal is because women are giving them pum pum. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if it was a thing that if you're a criminal or have a history of being a criminal, your chances of getting pum pum dwindles. If that was a thing, yeah, I reckon you would see a change. I reckon, especially when you see guys that just get themselves into some bullshit, just getting themselves into street activity, yeah. If they knew that would your chance of getting pum pum completely compromised, you ain't getting any now because of that, yeah. If a woman actually ran away from a guy that had all that in his background, yeah, what would happen? You would see some sort of change because we as men, we adjust to what can get you the most pum pum. We do as men. Yeah. There's a chunk of us that take it too far. Yeah. Oh well, I'll have to do this so that she thinks I'm cool, or so that women think I'm cool, kind of thing. Yeah. So you get guys that engage in some daftness. I'm not saying people do this for the sole purpose, like what Chris Watts did. I'm not saying they do that for the sole purpose of some pum pum. The point of the matter is you're getting criminals getting rewarded from women for being a criminal. Yeah, they're getting rewarded for it, and it's like all this degeneracy and these criminals out here. Women like her are enablers. You're enabling this. Yeah. You enable us. If you're rewarding criminals with pum pum, you are an enabler. You're basically saying it's okay that that's what you are because, well, it is what it is, kind of thing. So I don't want to hear when I hear that a woman's been with a guy that has a criminal background and everything like that. Like I said, I lose respect for those kind of people anyway. At the same time, it literally doesn't matter what you tell me that you've been through from that guy. The way I see it is, well, you knew what the deal was with that person, and it is what it is. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't. Anything you tell me, it's all redundant now. It's one thing saying you were with the person and then they turned into a criminal, they start doing whatever or whatever. But when you know somebody is about that life and you still get with a person because, well, you think that you're safe, that you're something special. You know what I mean? So monsters like this are just getting rewarded with pum pum, basically. Like I said, you've got guys doing positive for this world, but you're not seeing a woman this crazy in love with those said kind of people. And then like, yeah, I want you to put a ring on my finger for it. Imagine like getting a ring on your finger off the back of all this. Like I said, you look at your Ted Bundy's, that other guy as well that killed the health. What's Luigi? The guy's called Luigi who did the murder. I think he's getting something like this as well. You know what I mean? Jeffrey Dahmer got it, and look what he did. And he was gay, but women were still queuing up. You know what I mean? You've got people in this world that are tapped. Now you put a tapped guy that understands that, oh, well, women seem to like that. That tapped guy will think to himself, well, let me do something outlandish. Let me do something that's really going to get all eyes on me. Yeah. And they'll do it. You know, because you best believe, there's guys that are tapped in the head. They'll look at stuff like this and be like, I want that attention. Yeah. Don't rule it out. Yeah. And you women that are giving these kind of people some pum pum, giving criminals pum pum, you're enablers. You're basically saying it's okay. You're basically, as far as I know, you're okay with the crime happening just because, well, you know, enablers. It's pathetic, but it is what it is. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. You know, that's my little rant. But yeah, I'm gonna, after this, actually, I'm going to do another video back to back because I've got another video that I want to talk about of a post that I've seen on Instagram. So yeah, I'm looking forward to breaking that down, to be fair. But anyways, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, and yeah, hype the video as well. Let's try and get me monetized before February. Yeah, because that's when you have to have 8,000 watch hours. That YouTube doing that, upping their game now. So yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.